Hello, all you stumpsters. Yeah? Tis I. The scruffy one. You put your pants up so you can be on video? Crack kills, Ryan. Crack kills. What are you working on, Ryan? What happened? The O-ring blowed out of the canifular genuvulator valve?
We took this thing down to Mexico and some parts fell off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Canifular valve right here didn't go back in.
Canifular fluffer fluffer fliffen Hubenschleifer. It's a German thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that thing fell out of the other thing.
Yeah.
And
two little O-rings blowed out.
yeah, two little O-rings blowed out and it would not build boost. So Ryan knew just what the problem was and went to dissect him this morning. That doesn't even look like an engine, Ryan. It looks like R2-D2 with a bad hairdo.
Well, I had to tear half the top of the engine apart to get to it.
Yeah. We were discussing this earlier that in my day when you lifted the hood, it looked like an engine. You know, I like them days.
Not anymore.
And I'm sorry, but we used to be able to make them perform pretty well without computers. You can tell I'm just an old bastard, you know? So anyway, he found a little coolant hose or something leaking under there. So he did that. And I am working on brakes on my beautiful rig. The Chariot, it looks better. Ryan got her tuned up there a little bit. That's all we're going to say about that, huh? Yep.
We went to Mexico and some parts fell off.
Yeah, we went to Mexico and some parts mysteriously fell off. You know, headlight brackets, stuff like that, right? So anyway, but it does run pretty good. So in the process of the parts falling off, we think that maybe it got loosened up a little bit, so we needed some O-rings. But we put new springs in this truck because it was sagging ass pretty bad before. But we actually took 2.5-inch lift blocks out of it. When I bought the truck, because it had like little skinny wheelbarrow. I think the tires come off a Toyota Prius for it. And when you went around the corner. That's right, yep. As soon as we got back over the border, some new parts come along from Summit Racing. Yes, yeah. So, but anyway, they had tires about, I don't know, maybe, they look like maybe bicycle tires. Maybe not quite that wide and strong, but, and they also had a warning, do not mess with our tires. These are government approved, man. So you'd go around a corner with the truck and it would roll like a ship, right? Like a land yacht. It would, and the tires go. So I took them off and I put 10-ply actual pickup truck tires on it. Well, when I did, I went to a big, huge 265 tire, right? And I think they might have been 285s, which isn't a big tire. I think it's like a 31 or something, whatever. But anyway, when you turn the corner, just like if you had to turn like that much, the tires would all rub on the interface. So I had to put one of them leveling things in the front to lift it up a little bit, which I don't care about some stupid big lifted truck. But it would be nice enough to be able to drive it like across the lawn without it hanging up and dragging the whole way. So I had to do that. And when I did that, it sat like this because it had like Toyota Prius springs in the back. So I put a 2.5-inch lift block to level it. I did that, but over the years, because it's heavy and we got a lot of crap in it, and that body's actually too heavy for it, but I like it, it bowed the springs like bad, and they were flimsy springs. But so we had a set made for it, and they were 6-leaf with a good arch, and holy balls, we put them on with the 2-inch lift in there, and the truck was like this. So the front ends on these things are so fragile and flimsy that we've done, no, we did like 4 or 5 sets of ball joints and lower control arms till we figured out that the geometry, I think Ryan's actually the one who told me the geometry's off because of the lift thing. So then we got the proper, what do you call it, geometry for the control arm. What is that, Ryan? The upper or lower control? Upper control arm that's... Yeah. So we put them on, and now we only have to do ball joints like maybe every oil change instead of like once a week. So yeah, they're the worst front end I've ever. And I used to, these trucks for some reason, it's the same design, but these trucks, I don't know what it is. It's just that few years difference. This thing is an absolute piece of junk. It really is. It's that half year, like it was built in 07 and a half. It's an 08, but oh my God. I mean, what a piece of junk. But whatever. It served its purpose. But I've rebuilt that front end literally probably 10 times. And it's only got like 178 or 200. I don't know what it's got, 180,000 on it now. I don't know. It's terrible. This truck has got 250,000 miles on it. I've had it for 2 years. It needs inspected. That's why I'm doing the brakes. And I'm going to check it, but I don't see anything loose under it. I caved it in the other day. I actually slid off the road, and then when I was kind of by myself. Everybody was busy. So I went and grabbed the dozer, and I had slid over into a tree kind of on the back. And it didn't hurt anything, but I had to pull it that way before I could pull it straight back. And I must have put the front end down farther and into that, so it don't matter. It's all rusted. And we'll build a pipe bumper for it. Marvy will do that. I will or something, but Marvy likes doing shit like that. But anyway, so I'm doing the brakes. I was in the process of squeezing my caliper shut. I put my new brakes on it. They weren't terrible, but they were down. Probably still would have passed inspection, but they're probably a third, probably about 30% of new. So I figured I might as well do them while I got it in here. Yeah, they were down far enough. I'd rather do that. Tear up a rotor. The rotor's still good on it. I'm not even going to replace the rotor. So anyway, the back brakes, the other day I must have hit a branch or something and it pulled brake line out. So we patched it up on the job, got as much air as we could out. So I had a real spongy pedal. So I brought it in this morning, pulled the wheels, and put new brakes on the back. They weren't terrible yet, but they were getting down there too. About the same as the front. So I figured I might as well do them. So I got a bunch of air out of the back. Rhino helped me. We bled that out. And now I'm putting my front brakes on. Grease the front end up. Check it. I think it's pretty good though. It still goes down the road good. This poor thing. I just beat the living death out of it. But it's still, the truck's in nice shape. Rockers are, look at the rockers on this truck. That's why I bought this truck. There's no rust at all on these. That's unusual. I don't know, they put that oil film undercoating on it. But as you can see, I mean, I just beat the death out of these trucks. I mean, not intentionally, but you just do. You're running into mud all the time. And I'm so thankful I found that one. I'd like to take a trip down south and find some that aren't all rotted. I saw one about this era the other day, actually in town over at Tractor Supply, and it was Mississippi. It had Mississippi plates on it. I'm assuming it probably was a well tender guy, gas patch, gas pipeliner. I don't know. They come up here and stay in the motels and work. And anyway, it was immaculate. No rust and no rot on it, you know. So I would like to go on a little junket, go down and pick up, you know, 2 or 3 nice pickups, and even if they're not the best mechanically, you know, even if they needed a motor rebuild, or you know, a reman motor, or tranny, or you know, Jasper setup, you know, rear ends, whatever. But if the bones are solid on them, that's what I want to do. I bought that truck for $5,500, and I put one set of brakes on it. This is the second set of brakes. I put a starter on it. I think it needs a radiator. I got a little coolant leak and I can't find it. We thought it was the water pump weeping. I don't think it is. I think it's the radiator. Because if you stand there while it's idle and running, right, if you stand right on this side where the battery is, it smells like the antifreeze smell is coming up out of the fan shroud, like right where the top of the radiator. So, but it's not enough of a leak where it's dripping anywhere, so I can't find it. But every like once a week, you got to put a gallon of antifreeze in it. You usually tell because your heater starts not working so good, you know. So whatever. If I got to put a radiator, it's a couple $200-300 for a radiator. Somebody did put a motor in this truck at like 180, and I think it's got like 240 on it now. Turn the key on. We'll see. I love this truck. I mean, this has been the nicest old piece of junk pickup. Gee, I gotta do the engine oil. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It says change engine oil. Okay, so the odometer says 239, 364. So 240,000 miles on it. Oops, sorry. And but this thing still goes down the road good. I mean, you can let go of it going down the road 70 miles an hour and it don't yank you to the ditch or wobble or nothing. It's just a good truck. I don't know why. I don't know what they did to those. That thing, from the day I bought it, I wasn't happy with that truck. Now, I think they changed stuff around on them already, because when I went to get these control arms, oh well, what year? 2007 or 2008? They had like a split year part thing there, so I think they upgraded stuff. They knew they had a piece of junk. So, but just the truck itself is flimsy, and I don't know, these are better trucks. They just are. And I think I'm done with the diesels, unless I can find like mechanical 12 valves, you know, like in my old 92. By the time you pay, if you go to buy a new truck, by the time you pay, this is just what I've been thinking about. By the time you pay, literally now with the emissions bullshit on it, you're looking $15,000 to $20,000 more for the truck to begin with. They don't get good mileage unless you delete everything. So then you're gonna have another $1,000, $1,500 in it, and then you're illegal as hell, right? So if you live anywhere where your emissions, you can't do that. We don't have that yet, thank God. But fuel's more money. They don't get any better mileage. And like old diesel, the old Cummins and stuff, yeah, they used to get 20, 22 miles a gallon. That piece of junk, it's about 12. So it ain't maybe 2 gallons more than this thing. Probably does 8 or 10. And I got thinking about it. For the price of the extra truck and the diesel, I can buy 2 or 3 rebuilt gasoline engines for this. You know, or 1 gasoline engine, 1 transmission, 2 rear ends, and a transfer case. And as long as your frame and your cab's good on it, who cares? Just keep rebuilding them. That's what I'm doing. I can't. That truck right there, I paid $42,000 for that in 08. And I'll bet you couldn't touch that truck now. I'll bet you couldn't touch that truck now for $75,000. The crew cab diesel. That's insanity. I bought my house and 100 acres down here for $42,000. It just makes me ill. And they're junk. Nah, whatever. They're just my spiel, right? So anyway, all right. I'll let you guys go. I get back to work. So, ta-ta. Have a good weekend. Oh, I got to do another little video later. If I get a minute, I will. So, okay. See you guys. Bye.